Hello everybody, today's January 27th, 2012. I'd like to start off this video by saying thank you to two of my subscribers. One of them for thanking me for holding myself accountable for past predictions, even though I do them for fun. Still showing what I said last year at the beginning of my video, my prediction video I like to do, and showing you what I said and what happened. I mean, we don't get enough of that. We don't get enough people being accountable for what they say. It reminds me of Peter Schiff calling out Dennis Gartman of the Gartman letter. He said there. I did a video on it recently. I forget the name of it, but he says, "Well, I'm on your side, Peter." And he's like, "Oh, you are? A couple months ago, you said that, you know, how the run in gold was over with, basically." And he's like, "Oh no, you must be mistaken." But whatever. I mean, they're on fast money, and I said, well, I guess fast money happens too fast for some people. Because Gartman, I went back and found the clip, and he said, you know, the biggest one of the biggest bubbles it had popped or whatever in gold, and now he's saying he's a gold bull. You know, it's going a lot higher. So whatever, just flopping on that. I mean, people have to be accountable for stuff, and politicians are notorious for not being accountable. You can't, when you're a liar, you know, when you lie to get elected and get votes, you can't be accountable. I mean, why would you hold yourself accountable? You can't. So I'd also like to thank Wake Up Now Damn It is the name of the person here on YouTube. He's in Australia, and he's telling me, you know, he was thanking me for helping him out, I guess, maybe with some of the information on the dollar, or silver, or economics, whatever, you know, he thought was useful. But he's telling me, you know, you're going to be as dead as the dollar if you don't get healthy and get yourself in shape. And I think it's about time, you know, especially with the things I talk about, preparing for some type of currency collapse, economical collapse. I think it's important. You got to be healthy, and I've been making up excuses. I've been ignoring that one important part. You know, I finally did when some time back. I finally got the food supply going. Finally started preparing with real money, getting silver. I did buy a box of bullets. I need to buy more guns and ammo. Just something that haven't put real high up on the list, but getting in shape for what might come down the road, and for, you know, just to be a good example for my children. I mean, my wife and children, they're all in shape. My wife's done real well. She exercises, watches what she eats. She's kind of yo-yoed, you know, after having kids, you go up to 170, 160 pounds, whatever, but she loses it afterwards, and I'm proud of my wife for that. Now me, on the other hand, I was always in shape. You know, I worked for the Oakland A's, the bat boy, learned how to watch my grams of fat, my calorie intake, you know, working with professional athletes. And when I got married, I put on 50 pounds, and it's just stayed there. Believe me, I struggle to stay where I'm at. I've been in the 240 range for 6 years, and I struggle to stay there. I mean, if I didn't watch what I eat, I'd be going towards 300, just like a lot of these other people. And I make up excuses by looking at these other guys that are huge. I say, oh, I'm not as big as them. And I couldn't believe it when I first started getting comments about, hey, you look like you could eat 2 pizzas, or how many cheeseburgers you have today. Just rude comments, because you're putting yourself out there on YouTube for the world to see. And I didn't see myself as a big fat guy, but other people must see me as, you know, I see myself as a little overweight, but medically I'm obese. Anyone 6 foot who's like over 230, they're obese. I've never considered myself an obese person, but medically speaking, that's what I am. So I think it's time, and I take accountability for this. And I started today, this morning. You know, I went for my morning coffee, put a little creamer in there, and then I was going to go for the teaspoon to grab a teaspoon of sugar, and said, no, dude, we're starting now. We're not going to do this. There's got to be a time. You got to make up your mind, and you never know what it's going to be. You know, something triggers. Well, it was this one guy, just, I don't know, it keeps running through my mind what he said, and he's right. I gotta do this. I gotta take responsibility for this. So, more so for me than anybody else, but I'm gonna be holding myself accountable to you as well as me. It's kind of hard to just hold yourself accountable to yourself. So, I'm gonna hold myself accountable to you who look to me to learn different things. Well, you know, it reminds me of this one director at work that I couldn't stand, and he's no longer there, but he had this huge gut on him, right? And then in the meetings he'd say, well, this is what you need to do, you know, trying to tell us the best way to do things and how to, you know, how we need to be accountable and responsible. And I'm like, dude, you're not even accountable to yourself and your giant gut. How are you going to tell me the best thing to do and you can't even be in shape? And so basically that's sort of what I'm doing. And I'm not as big as this guy, but I sort of been doing the same thing. So throughout the day, you know, I took a photo of what I had for lunch. Put it at the end of the video. I'm going to take a picture of the scale, and at the end of each of my, you know, some people probably don't care. That's fine. But anyone who's interested, from now on, at the end of my videos, there's going to be a picture of what I had to eat, and there's going to be a photo of the scale, and I'm holding myself accountable. And I challenge anyone else, if there's anything that you've just been making up excuses for, you know, whatever it is, doesn't have to be weight. It could be exercise. You know you don't get enough exercise. Well, start holding yourself accountable somehow. I'm going to do it by what I just said. I do watch what I eat, not as well as I could, but I don't exercise. I'm too tired after working all day, get home. Sometimes I want to put a video up. Sometimes I want to play with the kids. I mean, there's only so much time in the day, and I don't make time for exercise. In the wintertime, it's hard. You know, I've lost 10 pounds, not this past summer, the one before, because I have a swimming pool. My son and I love to swim. The family goes walking. You know, it's dark. That's why I'm always filming in the dark. I don't get home until way after it's dark. But that's an excuse. I could take Maggie. You know, Maggie's a good protector. She can walk with me. Her and I can just go around the neighborhood, even if it's 8:30 at night. I gotta quit making up excuses. I mean, that's the bottom line here. On my afternoon break, I went to make some mate de coca tea with cocoa leaves from Peru. And, you know, it gives you a little bit of energy. Nothing puts you over the top or anything like that, but I usually put a little sugar, no sugar. You know, I'm just doing, just do the small things. If you're someone who maybe wants to lose a little weight, I've known this, I've known what to do. I just have been making up excuses, and there's no more excuses. I mean, maybe if you go have a double cheeseburger, just have a single cheeseburger if you usually have a double. I mean, just make the small choices all day long, and that could make a difference. I'm not going to try and just be perfect in shape, but I got to start doing something. And I think, you know, we got to hold ourselves accountable. That's it.